Well, as border restrictions lift and Australians get back on the road to see loved ones, new research shows 7 out of 10 Aussies are likely to go on a road trip in the next year to reconnect. Now, the study by mycar, Tyre and Auto revealed that travelling in our car symbolises freedom over our lives. Joining me now is Renee Lamb from Victoria. Good afternoon to you, Renee.
Hi, good afternoon.
Renee, you're based in Victoria but have family on the New South Wales Central Coast. Here's the big question. When are you hitting the road to see them?
As soon as possible. No, as soon as the borders lifted, I was ready for a big road trip to see my family. Being so isolated in Victoria, it was a perfect way to reconnect with my family through my car and having my car serviced and safety checked and new tyres. That made me feel really confident that I could make that journey 9.5 hours with my toddler a really positive one. Yeah, the freedom was awesome.
And what made this more special as well, you had a baby in lockdown mid-pandemic 2020 and he'd never met certain members of your family.
Not at all. An August 2020 pandemic baby and hadn't met my granddad. So being his first granddaughter, he had never met his grandson ever. So it was like the evolution of life, bringing new life into this world. I really wanted my grandfather to meet my grandson.
And how about that meeting? Because I believe from what I've heard, there are some little family similarities there that you're seeing with your little one and your grandfather.
Oh, so cheeky. Absolutely. At that age, my grandfather and I had such a special bond, and he is the same. He's stubborn, cheeky, mischievous and loving attention. So he's a little mini version of my granddad. And in the old song, as soon as they connected, it's like they knew each other. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah, isn't that incredible? Look, Victoria's endured some of the longest, toughest lockdowns in the world. Your car, as you did touch on, has been fitted with the tyres. You had all the road checks and everything as your role as a road-ready tyre tester. You know, what did it mean to be back on the road for you, to have the option to be back on the road, to have the safety to be back on the road, and, of course, reunite with the family?
Oh, it's that reassurance to know that my car was there to support me for freedom and to make my journey possible, because it's scary to be able to know that you've got a 9.5 hour journey and you don't want anything to happen on the road where you're isolated between states. So to have my car on board and service my car for safety, give me 4 new tyres and just let me have the most amazing, memorable adventure that I'll have forever and I can share with Zephyr. Yeah, it was wonderful. Thanks, my car.
That's a nice little plug in there. But I guess at the end of the day, this is the new world that we're living in. We're seeing over the Christmas period particularly, so many flights have been cancelled. So really, we've got to take matters into our own hands now and get behind the wheel if we do want to go and see our loved ones, see our friends and family that we've missed for so long.
Yeah, well, my saying, if it is to be, it's up to me. And I really, really wanted to see my family. It's been really hard in lockdown, being so far away, especially raising a son without the help of your mother being there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can only imagine how tough it has been. It's I got to see my mum over Christmas and it was so lovely, and she's only 5 hours away. So, Renee, what are some of your tips and some of your advice if you are about to, get behind the wheel and go for a long road trip, because it is probably safer, it's less people to be associated with, no airports and things like that. What should we be doing to make sure we're on the road safely?
Do your safety check first. Make sure that your vehicle has had the full safety check, tyres, and full engine check, lights, oil, everything you need, just so you have that reassurance that wherever you're going to go, you're going to get there safely. And research the quickest, most efficient way and the stops along the way too. You don't want to be pushing the car because you run out of a tank of gas. And if you're travelling with a toddler, plan your travel with their nap times. It really worked.
Yeah, how did travelling with the toddler go? How was that?
It was okay. I had a grocery store in the back seat next to him, so he had unlimited supply of food to keep him happy and some interactive toys, but to start the journey with a nap. And he's a good sleeper, so 2 hours in and then he'll wake up and it'll be a time for a pit stop refuel, and then back on the road again. And just timing it with his naps was the key to saving your eardrums.
Yeah, I bet. It's just bizarre that, you know, for so many people, there are so many firsts being experienced, you know, 2 years into a pandemic. So Renee Lamb, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so happy to hear that your family was reunited and your little one and your granddad got to finally meet each other. We appreciate your chat.
Thank you so much.
Take care.